Big Boss Jock Radio Show, episode 349. Tomorrow's a big day, June 11th. Need to go and be locked in a room where in 2014 I was tortured until I hit the flat line, defibrillated back to life. Torture such as one leg shackled to the leg of the table and one arm shackled to a stanchion that weighed around 80 pounds. Everyone walked out other than me, shackled. Pepper spray with gas, the kind of gas that disperses riots. Placed in the ventilation system. Left to flounder and flop on the ground until vomited blood. Then they kept it up. Straight pins inserted through my testicles, into my eyeballs, under my fingernails. Sexually violated again, over again in the same room. Tomorrow I'm supposed to go be in the custody of the court-appointed psychologist to prove my competence to be able to defend myself. Because I insist that I'm birth name Earl Hawkins, born in Provo, Utah in 1970. The hospital that didn't do much for the ailment condition I was in, complaining of chest pains, no need for a chest scan. Did do a head scan. Bullet holes to the face show up just fine. Something appears to be back at the cerebral cortex. Should be explained. In admittance, mention that my birth name is Earl Hawkins. Has full military benefits. Currently have a court case. When the court case is finished, birth name more than likely will be able to pay the bill. So go ahead and have that information. For the moment, though, need to be admitted as simply auxiliary name Jean Paul Martineau. She ran both the names and said, "You're correct. You do have those benefits right there. You're not eligible for emergency medical, Earl." You people, you realize the Reading Police Department knows exactly who I am in that computer? And I'm being forced to walk across town, be their clown, hop, 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 being ordered around by the rapists, the torturers, the tormentors, allowed to abuse their authority. The Reading Police Department. And due to lack of public scrutiny, they're allowed to do whatever they want to me. They're the Reading Police Department. I feel that's a violation of my rights having to go into that room. Though if I don't, there'll be a warrant issued for me. That's torment. May 29th, need to call that psychologist / marshal who will be armed, he already on the phone has notified me if I stay with the line that I am birth name Earl Hawkins, well, he isn't going to go out. He feels that maybe that would be cause to have my own recognizance lifted, the status, because I'm held at indigent level. Can't afford bail nor a lawyer. That's why I'm jumping through these hoops. And every month, the Reading Police Department cashes a check for nearly $10,000 in the name of Earl Hawkins, official Shelly Angus of the Reading Police Department, cashes that check monthly. No one is held responsible. No one needs to explain a thing. Me, every time I go in, hey, I'm Earl Hawkins, born in Provo, Utah. The auxiliary name has an attachment, F-18 ticklers. Well, they didn't search out those ticklers. No, they didn't. Because one of them shows that I'm Earl Hawkins. Either way, there's an attachment on the auxiliary name inclusion, my birth name that I'm being denied, the one that's accredited full military benefits, would have appreciated some assistance. Doesn't look like that's going to arrive. There's only 14 hours before I need to, 15, before I need to go back up to the gallows pole, see if I'm going to be dangled from the end of the rope. Oh, not too much to await. Everyone involved, just go ahead. The victim. I mean, I'm standing here with a sign, a hand billboard, cops torture, inserted straight pins through my testicles, into my eyeballs, under my fingernails. Hand billboard. My presence with this billboard shows their culpability. It's illegal to make false accusations. Month after month, the same sign. Also written as Gab, Big Boss Jock. You're welcome to go to Gab and look up the comments, the pages. There's also a blog page, Bigbossjock.com. Try to put the head scans, the back scans, the foot scan, implant in the foot, broken back, broken pelvis, broken coccyx. When the images were taken, a week after I was extrajudicially extradited from the country of Peru, returned with those injuries. A broken back, a broken coccyx, a fractured in various places pelvis. Ha ha! Everyone finding it amusing. I'm not. Seems like quite cruel treatment for the victim. The aggressors going unhindered in their activities. Egregious offenders not held accountable. Me? Oh, I need to go appear in the room where I've already been tortured. Last time I was in there, I wasn't in their custody. 14, tortured to the flat line, extrajudicially extradited. Oh, when I was in that room, broken back, broken pelvis, broken coccyx. Not enough for you people to take note? How far does this have to go? 5 perforations to the face from bullets. Right there in the scans. Frustrated. Seems to be that some people's lives don't matter at all. Subjected to a level of persecution. Reading Police Department continuing with their prosecution. Will that be the court system, who doesn't acknowledge the auxiliary name, has an attachment, nor will open any type of process to establish identity for me. That's right, birth name Earl Hawkins. Yes, I'm quite competent. Put the name in the computer. What comes up? Who's behaving incompetent? It's a whole lot of persecution from an inept police department. Couldn't handle the issue. Did so in such a way. Further persecuted the victim. Well, I'm still making that plea for assistance. Alpha Bravo Rodeo Beret calling in. Or is that calling out to all the men who might remember that chopper group? 173rd Airborne, 3rd Group. The pilot, Hank Tyson, Captain Hank Tyson. And the 173rd Airborne, 3rd Group. Nate co-pilot. They wouldn't know me as Will Out, Captain that is, with a mustache and a brown wig. See, I was quite young. I was born in 70. And I was in Vietnam from 1970 to 1975, 1,283 days. I know I wasn't out shopping with Mom and enjoying the tourist vacation. No, I wasn't either at the base. quite seldom. I was out hunting the Kong, flying aboard the chopper, day after day, part of the group. 7 recruited, 4 on average came back. There's a reason that chopper received the name it did, the Death Wagon. Took a lot of courage for them to be ready. When landed, arrived the chopper at 4:45 in the morning time, knowing half their group wouldn't pull through, would die. Though, once in a while, the entire group came back. Seldom. Only a few times. Calling out for assistance. Can give the exact coordinates. Where do they want to go? Want to go to the levees out past Cam Low? Or would they like to walk the trail up to Camp Liz? Or are we going to go back to the base at Duck Way? We're going to go down Mekong Delta Way? Well, what's there at mile marker 182? Is it Abraham's Restaurant and Grill? Or is it Boot to You Saloon? Nope, it's Boot to You Bar. Should have been Saloon. Has the stars and a boot. Which way does it kick? Left or right? What color is the neon? Oh, bright at night. Yeah, for all to see. With the stars outlining the boot. Right there, near the spur. Where's the restaurant located? 90 feet from the beach? Regulation. Where do I need to go to convince the people that yes, I was there and I do deserve some assistance, instead of being further bullied by the bullies? Heart beating at 222 over 112 in the emergency room over 106. 222 over 106. Go ahead and investigate. They cut the power and cut the phone lines so that if anyone ever investigates, they didn't notice the slight heart attacks going on, the irregular heartbeat. Look, I mean, it's there. Power outage. Moments later, a few minutes later, phone's cut. Happens all around the road where I show up. Getting tired of being held against my will. All it takes is a few of you standing up. Then no one has to obey. Their story would be out there for all to know. They shouldn't be of authority. We shouldn't be subjected to obey. Held as a slave to the police state. It's time to overthrow the U.S. government. Get out there and kick off the revolution. Broadcasting live from the doorsteps of the Reading Police Department, who another day conceals my identity, has me in court, and quite illegally. Just takes a lawyer or someone from the public not going away and say, no, it's not okay to torture the citizenry. No, it's not okay to rape a man and leave him out on the doorstep. Making accusations? Well, it's clear who's guilty. Another day with the handbill board, cops torture, inserted straight pins through my testicles, into my eyeballs, under my fingernails. Them not held accountable, not at all. From the chief to the grunt at the bottom, rotten. The whole lot, rotten. And they're reflective of what goes on in the police state. Time to rise up. Confront the U.S. government. Liberate the Confederate States of America. The Alamo, placed as the Capitol. I'd appreciate some assistance. Been threatened that they're going to revoke the OR. Tortured January 25th, January 26th, 7th, and 8th. Well held into custody. The other hand billboard that was taken from me in October. Sheriff of Shasta County sodomized me, left me hospitalized for 5 days. Injuries extensive as needed to repair where the esophagus meets the stomach. via the anus. There's a bit of tissue in between the esophagus and the anus opening that was punctured. Oh, like the puncture to the stomach liner that needed to be sewn up. Oh, everyone's finding this amusing. Bit cumbersome, being subjected to sexual violation and torture. At the Quim, what they find necessary, police. Every one of my neighbors, nearly every one of them, Reading Police Department, neighbors allowed to arrest me, have so repeatedly, without my knowledge. I'm implanted with a stem receiver since 11 months old. Press of the button, placed into a trance state, no memory, them allowed to do whatever they please. What pleases them is torture, rape. The sexual violation fractures the psyche. The torture locks the door, can't recall the memory. In a perpetual state of amnesia due to the reoccurring traumatizations, traumatic events that reoccur. Them, the perpetrators, the criminals, aggressors, the police, not held accountable in any way. The scams are there. What do you people need? Not one official from the government steps up. Not one. This has been going on for over a couple of years. How many protesters in your local area, listener, are out in front of the police department with such billboards? Is this common all across the Yankee Empire? Around here, Northern California, it's as usual as can be. Just another day. Doesn't mean a thing. They accept that's the way their police behave. My presence shows the police's culpability. The issue they can't deal with, so they have me in court. What they have me in court for is saying that I'm Earl Hawkins. Yeah, there was a knife on my hip. Same knife they gave back to me through possessions claim. Reading Police Department. 5 months on their doorstep with the same knife. Oh, they're pretending that didn't happen. Where's the proof? They're not going to talk about that. They're not going to talk about an ongoing protest 2 years before that arrest at 4:45 in the morning time. Quite abusive actions by the Reading Police Department, along with Shasta County Superior Court, Shasta County Public Defender's Office. Ain't going to mention anything. Nope, that's not part of the defense. That I have that knife on my hip for 5 months, that Reading Police Department took that knife and gave me back that knife. Refused to give me any documentation on the megaphone, on the hand billboards, on the recorder, voice recorder. They stole my possessions. Refused to give documentation. Refused to even mention the issue of the possessions. Don't have any intention to return them. Allowed to steal what they want. 5 days I was out here with that megaphone. How's that happen in your neighborhood, listener? Someone go out there with a megaphone, 50 watt, and circle the police department day after day after day without any type of hindrance? That's the way it was for me until I showed up at 11. It was okay. And it was 11 in the morning. They didn't mind so much at 4:30 to 5:30. 11:30 in the morning was just too much. That's when they take their nap. They're snoozing. Didn't want to be interrupted. They were getting ready for the afternoon lunch and then that afternoon snooze. They do wake up right before they're about to leave. They're before 5 o'clock, so they didn't mind much. When I showed up at 11, they couldn't have that. 11:30. No, actually it was 10:30. They arrested me. Then after they arrested me the second time, they didn't show up in court. I was going to petition for a habeas corpus hearing in order to establish identity. Misdemeanor. Disrupting the peace. Booked and released. Into the custody of one of the billboards. The sheriff of Shasta County sodomized me, left me hospitalized for 5 days, only to be put back into his custody. January 25th, he again sexually violated me. The Shasta County Sheriff, Tom Boshenko. It's right there on the cameras. Go ahead and look inside the jail. Right there, booking. Along with in the holding cell. The personal medical cell asked for protective custody. Yes, I did. Well, when I go in there, they put me as a federal agent. Don't have any way to explain, hey, wait a second, I'm held as a slave. They don't recognize me as a federal agent. Just when they want to make problems. When it's used to hurt me, that's when they place the tag federal agent. They, the police, allowed to hold slaves. Not allowed a jammer. Not allowed a radio either to activate the stem receiver. Asked and asked, can someone stop by? 100-watt radio. CB, AM. Oh, that didn't happen either. Another day. Doing the same. I'd appreciate some assistance. Maybe someone out there has a conscience. In the next 15 hours, well, let's say 14, they'll show up to Redding, California and help me out. If I get back out of the room where they've already threatened to revoke my own recognizance status, well, I'll do another program tomorrow afternoon. If not, well, you people know where I'll be, being tortured and sexually violated by the law enforcement officials inside of the Shasta County Jail. Otherwise, well, we'll see. If I don't get hung at the gallows pole tomorrow and I jump through hoops, can you people imagine being sexually violated and then ordered what to do in the same room by law enforcement? Who's it going to be? These people are masqueraders. They get to play the part of anybody, and that's any official they choose. Put on the uniform, take a different stride, change their voice, act the part of the other, and give me a bad time. I'd appreciate some assistance. I've been through a lot. These police have not been investigated, questioned. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Come on, people. January 30th, tortured inside of possessions claims when I went to retrieve the bicycle that I was pulled over on after being tortured and violated in the jail. Then again, tortured and violated, sexually violated in that room, looking across the way, Redding Police Department possession claims. It's right there on their cameras inside the office. They're being allowed to do this because no one will step up and say, hey, there needs to be an investigation. It's too much. Why is he on the doorstep? Oh, they're going to have me off the doorstep. They're going to use the court. They won't recognize I'm Earl Hawkins. They won't recognize that auxiliary name. Gene Paul Martineau has F-18 ticklers connected to the name, attached. Those ticklers weren't searched out. And they're aware of this. That's how I had that knife on my hip for 5 months. They recognize me as so. Then they get to choose to not recognize me and put me in jail. That sure seems illegal. Though I don't hold a law degree. And I'm held at indigent level. Not $1 of that nearly $10,000 a month check. Nothing. No type of medical assistance. No medical benefits. Lead slug lodged in my backbone. Now for 18 years. Mercy Medical Center. No. There will be no type of scan. That is not the issue. I complained of that when I entered into emergency. Why can't it be reviewed? Why couldn't I get a chest scan with a back scan at the same time? It would have showed my backbone. Heart rate at 222/106. They would not have that. Only a head scan. Seems quite abusive. I should be receiving those military benefits. I appreciate some assistance. Big Boss Jock calling out to the road. Requesting assistance. People to show up here in Redding, California. Confront the issue, the problem. The Redding Police Department, along with the Shasta County Sheriff's Department, the FBI as well. What is the problem is the USDIA Command Center in the Shasta Dam facility. That's right there at the center of the problem. The USDIA, not known much to the public, allowed to behave however they deem necessary, able to invoke U.S. national security at their discretion, not accountable, held to any type of oversight. They're allowed to behave however they choose. I want only God. He else can do this rhyme, line by line. I do give my thanks along with gratitude for our Father in heaven. It's a Big Boss Jock signing off.